We're reading These Are My Words. This is our eighth reading together, picking up on page 107, Friday, January 13. I tried to write something in my Blackie story, but after a while I gave up. I just don't feel like writing anything anymore. Saturday, January 14. After lunch, Helen came up to me and asked if I wanted to go with her to babysit. I was glad to get out of the place, so I went. We trudged up the path to the chapel and down to the street. The blonde woman asked me about the catalogue that she had given me, and I told her we had a lot of fun making paper dolls, and thanked her again. I didn't say what happened to it. We played with the children in the living room until the woman came home. This time Helen gave me $1 from the money that the woman gave her. That was a nice afternoon. We had fun. Sunday, January 15. Emma came to visit me. We sat in the large room by the door, just leaning against the wall. And she told me about her trip home at Christmas time. Her brothers and sisters had been complaining about their new teacher, but she said that she just got a letter from Mike to say that the bad teacher never came back after Christmas. They have a new teacher, and he is a very nice young man. The kids are happy again. I told her about our miserable Christmas here. I asked about her boyfriend. He goes to the same high school as Emma, and she said that she does not see him anymore. They happened to run into his sister on the street downtown, and next thing, he wouldn't talk to her anymore. I was kind of glad about that. I didn't like him anyway. Monday, January 16. I almost panicked on my way home. I had been ta- I had been talking to myself in my own language so that I wouldn't forget the language, and I was naming the things I was seeing, and I was watching the small icy balls of snow coming down, and I couldn't remember what kind of snow it was called. It was driving me crazy, so when I got to the dorm, I whispered the question to a girl who was standing by the window, but she just turned and looked at me in a weird way and walked away. Maybe she just realized that she didn't remember it either. I'll probably remember it sooner or later. Tuesday, January 17. A group of white boys chased me back to the residential school again. I was busy talking to myself and had my head down, watching my feet come into view one after the other, when I heard a shout. They were laughing and giggling, coming toward me at a flat-out run, so I took off. First I thought they were just crossing the road, but then I realized they were chasing me. I was a good runner at home, running along the railway tracks. I ran for 3 whole miles without stopping one time, so these guys didn't last long before I left them behind. Wednesday, January 18. I got a letter from Grandma. I was just coming into the dorm when I heard Miss Tanner call my name and she handed me the envelope. I don't care now that if it's opened and read it when I get it. I'm just so happy that Grandma wrote. Flint Lake, January 11th, 1967. Dear Peanut, I have not heard from you in a long time. I hope you're doing fine. We had a very cold spell for about a week. We also got a nasty snowstorm. The high winds put up high snowdrifts and it totally wiped out my path to the store. Young Rob, that young man and his wife who had a baby last spring, came up with 2 full pails of water. He split and brought in more wood for me. That was so nice of him. I was beginning to wonder if I would be forced to melt some snow for water. Rob also made a path for me down to the lake, and even opened up my water hole for me. He also cleared my path to the railroad tracks so that I could make it to the store. I must think of something I could do for them. Maybe I can buy some fabric from the rummage sale at Sandy Bar, where my friend lives. I stay with her when I go there. She is always so glad of the company. If I get enough fabric, I think I will make that young family a nice quilt. They would like that. Do write back and let me know how you are getting on. Remember that I told you the last time I saw you? I miss you and look forward to hearing from you soon. Love, Grandma. I had to put my head down and wipe my tears before anyone saw me. I made it to the washroom before I could have a good cry. I washed my face after, and then the supper bell rang. I will write back tomorrow. Thursday, January 19. I've been thinking about that line about me remembering what Grandma said to me the last time I saw her at the train station. She put a hand on my head and over my chest and said for me to be a good girl, be strong. How do I be strong in my head and in my heart? Maybe I have to think good thoughts and ask my heart not to be so sad. How do I tell her that? January 19, 1967. Dear Grandma, I was so happy to get your letter yesterday. I've been thinking about what you said and I think I understand. I will work harder at school and do my best. I'm I'm going to be starting writing my Blackie story again. I kind of left that off since Christmas, but I still have it with my homework papers. I will read it to you when I get home. Maybe I will start by drawing a picture of Blackie for my first cover. We get a snack with glass of milk in the evening while we watch television. Last night it was peanut butter and jam sandwiches. Two girls made them in the kitchen downstairs, and they bring them up in a large tray. Then they take the empty glasses back down when we are done. That sounds like a really bad storm you had. We get we get snowy, windy days here too, but I don't think they're as bad as where you are. That was nice of Rob to help you out. I never really visited anyone when I was there. I should go and visit his wife and baby the next time I get home. Emma still visits me once in a while. She told me about her trip back home at Christmas. I imagine you going about your daily chores and sitting down sewing by the table to get the better light from the window. You must have finished those moccasins for the storekeeper's family already. I miss you too. Stay safe and write again soon. Love, Violet. Sunday, January 2nd. I seem to have memorized the words to some of the hymns that we sing at the chapel. I really like singing together with the others. I forget myself sometimes, and then I get self conscious when I realize that my voice is clearer and louder than the others, and I suddenly tune it down and hunch up my shoulders. I hope no one has noticed. Monday, January 23rd. I had my first real understanding of the English word peace and peace, Piece and Peace. I never had to use the word peace, Peace, in all my writing, so I had never noticed it. I should also mention that I am still having problems pronouncing soap and soup. Why is it goose and geese and moose and not meese? The English language is so weird. I discovered those symbols in a superhero comic that showed up and disappeared in the dorm so quickly, like a snowflake that just blew in. I don't know who brought it in or who took it away. January 26th. It has taken me it had taken me this long, and I think I am beginning to understand that there is no rhyme or reason to the spelling of the English language. I just have to memorize the spelling and not worry about trying to understand the rules. I got all correct answers on the spelling test today, though. Friday, January 27th. I learned there are many words that are spelled the same, but that mean different things. But, B-U-T-T, can be be animals butting things with their heads, the butt end of a weapon or tool, a cigarette butt, or being the butt of a joke. And then there is there. They are easier to remember, but there are things that are difficult, like sight, and sight, C-I-T-E, S-I-G-H-T, and S-I-T-E. I don't know anything about sight, C-I-T-E, so I had to look it up. And I'm sure that there are words like that I don't know. I find it all very confusing. I got a letter from Mother when we got home after school, and I haven't heard from her in a long time. I have to copy it right away when we finish reading it, in case it disappears tomorrow. January 19, 1967. Dear Violet, I hope you are doing fine and learning a lot from your school. There must be many things you are learning there than you would have over here. Tell me about it when you get home. Grandma had a bad cold last week, but she seems to be okay now. I talked to the storekeeper when he told me that she would not likely be coming to the store any time soon, but There's a young man who looks in on her to make sure she has what she needs. Everyone is doing well here. The kids are all healthy, but Izzy got into an accident at the band office. He came to pick up Eliza because I had to work late, and just as they were going out the door, Eliza slips and he went to grab her, and then he slipped and fell down the stairs. His ankle swelled up really badly, but he did not break it. It was a really bad sprain, though. He had to hop around on crutches for about a week. I haven't heard from you in a long time, and I was just so sorry and sad that you could not come home for Christmas. You will be home soon, though. Just do your best. You can be a good girl and do as you are told, and you'll be fine. Write back soon and let me know how you are. Your mother, Emily. Well, I have to think of something to say because right now I don't know what to write about. Funny that she doesn't say anything about my glasses that I told her about in the last letter. Maybe they never even mailed it. I have to do my homework before supper bell rings. Saturday, January 28th. I should write back to my mother, but I can't think of anything to say. Sunday, January 29th. We went to the chapel again this morning, and I really belted out some hymns this morning, and I didn't care who heard me. I felt such a shock hit the top of my head during the chorus, and the shock traveled clear down to my toes. The girls beside me turned and smiled at me and they sang louder too. It was a lot of fun. In between the hymns, we sit and listen to the principal talking. Actually, I was thinking about Flint Lake and the Indian Day school there. The government built the school so that kids didn't have to be sent to the residential school until they reached grade 5. There was no instruction on church and the Bible. The teachers were hired by Indian Affairs. There were no religious topics at the reserve school either that I can remember. So I don't know very much about what the words mean in the hymns or the prayers we have to say. Tuesday, January 31st. I decided to write back to Mother. I don't have any homework today. January 31st, 1967. Dear Mother, another month is gone. Soon it will be spring and then summer. I really enjoy the art class at school. We did something called paper mache, and we pasted pieces of paper soaked in glue with different colors and different writing on it. And we made animals and things with it. It was fun, but mucky. Sometimes we get to draw anything we like. I decided to draw a black dog called Blackie from Flint Lake. I'm writing a story about him, and I'm making the book cover for it. I had to do it over and over again, though. I did not know it was so hard to sketch a dog's face. The first one looked rather scary. It looked like a big human face with lots of hair on it, and its ears really looked like horns. I asked teacher how I could go about drawing a dog's face, and he told me to try the eyes and nose first. He still looked like a scary face, so I decided to draw it from sideways. Now I have a good snout, and his head and ears look good. He looks like a dog, but then I ran into trouble with the eye. The first eye I drew looked like a big human eye glued to the side of his head. I'll figure it out. If I could find a picture of a dog with a head sideways, then I would just work from that. Sorry about going on about Blackie. I'm doing fine and working hard at school. I look forward to the television shows that we get to watch in the evenings. Say hello to Eliza, Lyndon, and Izzy for me. Write again soon. Your daughter Violet. Thursday, January 2nd. Today is Groundhog Day. I decided to ask my teacher what that meant. Now, this is really very puzzling to me. What's a groundhog doing telling people it is going to be springtime now or later? Stupid people. Poor groundhog probably doesn't know what's going on. He should be sleeping. I am back on duty polishing the wax on the dorm floor again and sweeping up the dining room after meals. February 9. After school, I was running up the stairs and one of the girls tripped me. I fell down onto the landing and my papers went flying just as Miss Tanner was coming out of the dorm. I almost panicked when I saw my diary slide out of my story. But she was busy looking at the girl who had tripped me, and I had time to grab them and slip them into my notebooks. Miss Tanner didn't even look at me or say anything except to crook a finger at the girl, and they went to the office. That was too close. We had to walk in the blizzard all the way to school this morning. It was cold. The snow stopped by the time school was over, but there were very high snowdrifts. I ran most of the way back. I passed the boys from the residential school, and they did not like me running by them, so they ran with me all the way back. I laughed when a boy ran right beside me for quite a while with a big grin on his face. We soon left the others behind us. He kept glancing back at me. I think his name is David. He's one of the Cree boys. He is on sweeping duty in the dining room too, on the boys' side after meals. Saturday, February 11. Miss Lewis is gone. I guess she got the nurse's job that she had applied for. I miss her. We have a new weekend supervisor named Miss Scott. She has short blonde curly hair and blue eyes. Some of the other girls knew her from last year, and they were very quiet when she came in. She seems nice. She told us new girls that she was here last year, but got another weekend job in the fall, so she's back with us for the winter term. At least this one smiles. Miss Tanner still never smiles. It never says very much. Oh, she would get mad if she saw this entry. I could honestly get caught one day. Sunday, February 12th. We went to the chapel again this morning, and this time almost half the girls were singing. We were all singing at the top of our voices, especially at the chorus. I wish they would let us choose some of the hymns ourselves. Some of them are pretty boring, but there are some that are really nice to sing together too. Monday, February 13. David and I raced home again today. We left everyone uh, behind again. That was really nice. I don't see him sweep the dining room floor anymore. He must be doing some other chore. I don't ever talk to him. We just run. When we get here, he runs on to the boys' door, and I run to ours. Tuesday, February 14. Today is Valentine's Day. We got to make Valentine's cards at school, and it was rather embarrassing. One of the white boys in the class put one on my desk with his name on it. I got very shy and couldn't think of a thing to say. I made a pretty one for Grandma. I'll send it to her next time I write. I'll see if they mail it. Wednesday, February 15. I got a letter from Mother this afternoon. February 6, 1967. Dear Violet, I had to write a letter and tell you that Izzy killed a moose on Friday afternoon. We decided to go and camp for the weekend where he had killed it, and we roasted and dried the meat over an open fire. The couple next door came with us, and we really had a lot of fun. We set up two canvas tents face to face and built a tarp over the top of both tents so that it formed a porch. There's a small wood stove in each tent, and we piled the split wood in the makeshift porch. That's where we stacked the sheets of dried moose meat after we had cooked and smoked it. Your brother and sister had a lot of fun. We ate and laughed as we worked. Your brother has a puppy that he will train as a hunting dog. He is a male, and he is black and white, and is about 5 months old. He kept everyone laughing with all his tricks. Lyndon is very happy in the bush. He will make a good hunter and trapper when he grows up, which is all he has ever wanted to do. Eliza is also happy. She's growing very fast. She was a big help keeping the fire going and getting more spruce branches for us to sit while we worked around the fire with the meat. Now it is back to work, and I'm sending this letter out in the afternoon mail. I hope all is well with you. Take care of yourself and write back soon. Your mother, Emily. I'm glad someone is having fun. I don't know what I feel about this. I'm happy they had fun. I don't know what I should say when I answer this letter. I guess I'll think of something. Supper bell is going to ring soon. That's the end of today's reading.